Hello guys and welcome to HRL Season 5, round number 16, possible final championship battle round here at Mirabilis, as always. Obviously got the wild cards after this, but this would be the official final round, and I'm really excited for this too because this is the first race posted to the HRL channel. But here we go, green flag, gonna get right into it. Heat race number 1. Looks like Detail's got the early lead, Luke right behind him, and Vulcan was actually able to settle into that third spot right in front of Fireball. Ooh, contact into the wall there, Uncle Blake. Fireball trying to make an aggressive move down low. I just think he just didn't anticipate Uncle Blake being there. And unfortunately, got some contact with the pole. These four are going to settle into an easy top 4 right now. And I think that it's going to be tough for Hunter and Hunter and Uncle Blake to get back up to this pack. And remember, this is the semi-pack right here. I mean, look at that gap. It's going to be very tough for those guys, especially with the fact that this top 4 all seem to be, judging by qualifying times, seem to be pretty fast. Looks like Luke and Detail have settled those gaps a little more. Definitely a bigger gap between them now, but Vulcan and Fireball are still very, very close. Fireball's just right on Vulcan's bumper. Looks like he's going to try to work him on the inside. Kinda had a tire for a second, but I don't think Fireball is going to be able to make any kind of move here. He's just going to have to settle in and see what he can do in the next couple sections. This next section is going to be a big one for Fireball to possibly gain some time. Very tough section. I'd say the hardest on track, but also, oh, that sucks though when the person you're trying to gain on screws up right in front of you. It's the hardest section on track, but I'd also definitely 100% say that it is the best section to make up time on people. So if you're good at that section, you can definitely make some moves there. You can make a lot of moves there, to be honest. Fireball just staying right on Vulcan. Looks like he might just have a solid inside move, and we'll check on it here, but I believe it looked like Fireball was going to complete that pass, and he did. Fireball taking over third place. He's looking pretty quick so far. His qualifying times honestly weren't that fast, but in race, like on the track, Fireball's looking pretty quick. Looks like we've got 3 separate pairs of drivers here. We got Fireball and Vulcan pretty close, Detail and Luke are pretty close, and then Hunter and Blake were still very close to each other. So just a race of pairs so far. Going under the banner. Luke trying to hit the rumble strip there, and that's kind of an interesting part of the track, that first corner with the rumble strip, because I think there's ways you can hit it to gain time, but it doesn't always work out so perfectly. I think it's one of the more interesting rumble strips on the track. I'd actually like to use that type of rumble strip more on really dragged out corners like that, and just like corners in general. I think it kind of ruins it sometimes when there's a rumble that, or I'd say a lack of a rumble on a corner like that, and you can just completely get your 2 tires off the track and there's just no way to pass anybody. I think it'll almost be a better decision to just put a rumble like the one in the first corner on this track and go from there. You know, have it be a corner where you're probably not going to make any passes, but it'll be a corner where you can gain time at least, which is, I think, a good compromise. So I think that's one of the things that makes this track unique. You don't see that type of rumble on many tracks. Mirabilis also set like a standard for rumbles like that. Not this one, but I'll tell you which one. That type of rumble right there. Mirabilis pretty much set a standard with that type of rumble. I believe this was the first one where we started using the rumbles like that, and from that point on, it's pretty much been that type of rumble on just about any GP track. So it's part of the reason why Mirabilis is such a coveted track and still being raced today in the HRL in frickin' Season 5, which is just crazy. Did not think we'd get this many seasons in Halo 5, but kind of glad we did. Looks like we're going to get 6 in, too. Close battle here still. We got Luke right behind Detail, trying to look for any opening possible, but just not able to find any openings yet. We gained a lot of time in that corner, but not enough to make any kind of move. Just going to have to settle behind him, try to gain time in that chicane section. I'd say that's another good section to gain time in. You're probably not going to pass anybody there, but you can definitely gain some time on people. Although passes are not impossible in that section, people make mistakes there very often, and that's always a good time to try to pounce. Gonna be close here. Oh, Detail making contact. Luke going around the outside, but just not able to make the move. That got pretty scary for Detail right there. Could have been bad for his heat race win hopes. Luke's still pretty close, but just not close enough to make any kind of aggressive move. But still keeping the pressure on him, right on his bumper. He's going to make any kind of move. Here's where it would be. And Detail pretty much nailed it anyway, so there's not really much you could do there with how perfect he hit that corner. This is looking like a good heat race win for Detail at this moment. Definitely going to take something like hitting a pole or a rock. I actually made contact with the rock right there, but nothing too bad, nothing that would ruin a race. Coming to the finish line, looks like Detail is going to take Heat 1 here at Mirabilis in Season 5. Luke's going to take second place, Fireball third, and it looks like it's going to be Vulcan fourth. Hunter actually got it kind of close in fifth, and then Uncle Blake will eventually settle for that sixth spot. And the reason I emphasize Season 5 there is because this is actually the fourth time that we've raced Mirabilis as the season closers. That's kind of a tradition in the league. Pretty cool that we're still doing it. But there's your results on screen. Remember, top 4 go to the semi. Hope you guys enjoyed this heat. More heats and semis coming up later today, and motos later on in the week as well. See you there.